to your 4th mugshots lesson. Before we get started today, I just want to go over the expectations for these lessons. Remember that you should be taking notes on each lesson in a notebook, and that notebook should be a dedicated notebook for your English class. That way, it'll be easy for you to look back on your notes later on when you start writing. Also, at the end of each lesson, there will be a sentence exercise that you have to correct. Make sure that you correct the sentence exercise in your notebook to the best of your ability, but don't be afraid of making mistakes. Remember that mistakes are how we learn. Please, if you are confused about something that you learned during one of these lessons, make sure that you ask your teacher to explain it to you in a different way. They would be happy to do so. For today's lesson, it's actually going to be pretty short, and we're actually going to be taking a short break from comma rules to talk about titles, because I see a lot of mistakes made by students when they try to punctuate and format titles in a sentence. So, here are the rules for punctuating and formatting titles in written work. When mentioning a title in a sentence, if it's a full-length or long work, like the title of a book, a play, a movie, a magazine, or an epic poem — epic poems, by the way, are poems that are so long that they're basically books, like the Iliad or the Odyssey — then they should be underlined or italicized. Underlined or italicized. Sometimes I see students trying to be tricky and doing both, underlining and italicizing a book title to make sure that they're right. But that's just going to make sure that you're wrong, because you never do both, so you want to choose one of them. Shorter works, however, such as articles, songs, poems, short stories, or chapter titles, should have quotation marks around them. No underline, no italics, just quotation marks around them. Remember, quotation marks look like this. So the way that I like to remember this is long works get a long line underneath. Shorter works get short little quotation marks around them. Believe it or not, that's it. That's the only lesson that we're going to go over in this video. So let's try out our sentence exercise. Here's our sentence exercise. Make sure that you write it down completely in your notebook as it is shown on the screen, and then correct it to the best of your ability. Incidentally, 2 of comedian Charlie Chaplin's finest, funniest movies are City Lights, 1931, and The Gold Rush, 1925. There are 7 mistakes in this sentence. Do your best and try to find all 7. And remember, even though we just had a very short lesson on how to punctuate and format titles properly, these sentence exercises are cumulative. That means that there are going to be some mistakes from rules that you have learned in previous mugshots lessons. So do your best, good luck, and your teacher will review the corrections with you in class tomorrow.